Okay. Where's Happy? Share mine. Says I am muted.
Okay.
Maybe Abby doesn't have her video. She did last.
You're recording.
Okay, we're on.
Okay,
We'll call it.
so let's call it order. Let's see who we've got on there. I now think we've got one. Do we have anybody over who's ASYP?
That is Abby. She's joined it.
That's me.
Okay, Catherine Zemechnik. Nick Webb. Bertram Schmitz. Lawrence Willett. No. Mark Giacona.
Here.
Joan Ulati. Mary Jo Phelps.
Hey Joe, there's a thing on my answering machine that they haven't answered through.
Okay.
All right.
I don't answer radio. I get some.
So the first order of business is to review the minutes.
We're recording.
Okay. Don't make me use this. The first order of business is to approve the minutes from last month.
Okay. I want to approve.
Kathy moved.
MJ, that is
MJ second.
MJ second. All in favor?
Discussion.
Aye. All opposed? Done. Chair's comments. So just a quick update, although I guess we'll cover this a little bit later, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot of progress made. On the land acquisition, so
I saw it.
on October 28th, or sorry, November 28th, we met with the land trust. We gave them a presentation on the pending land acquisition. Abby was there, Mark was there, I was there, and they all approved it. Larry was there, of course, because he's a dual member. Mark, are you a dual member as well, or you're, okay, anyway, so they approved it, and, they are now a full on-board partner. Abby put in work with the land trust, put in an application for the grant for the, pre-work that we have to do. Apparently the land trust has to join the organization before they'll approve it, but it sounds like it's moving in the right direction. So it's the land trust organization that's giving those grants out.
Oh, okay.
It's not deep. And so but the Clinton Land Trust, who used to be a member of that, has not been last year or two. So they've got regionally, and then that grant will be considered. So that's good news. I've been talking with Carl quite a bit. We went in to meet with Carl. Abby was there. I don't know who else was there. But to sort of just present it to him so he was aware of what was going on. Hard to read. Carl was very mercurial. While he wouldn't let us be at this next meeting that's on the 7th, we're lined up to give a presentation on the 20th for the land. So I was just because there were so many dates swirling around my head, I put together a whole timeline of how this actually gets done. And we're moving along, checking the boxes pretty quickly. The land trust has started interviewing or figuring out the appraisal firms for them to get appraisals, which is really their next step. So that's the story on the land acquisition. Mark, I don't know if you guys see that.
I did have a question. Did we reach back out to the owners yet, or we don't have anything to report?
I don't think we have anything to report, although I guess we can reach out and say, hey, the land trust has approved pursuing this bid. And we've already put in the grant request, so that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're kind of the designated, land trust whisperer in the
Okay.
family trust, so that
I was
might be.
curious, so does the land trust now take over all that community?
That's a good question. We should wait until,
Yeah. Maybe Abby can
It
get.
depends on what time,
I-
a day line.
I think we,
Yeah.
so I think we want to make sure that it's very clear to the owners who the different parties are, number one, because I think it kind of gets jumbled. And then the other part of it is it may be worthwhile, you know, the next big hurdle in quick step, hopefully that the land trust can take tomorrow is reaching out to the land trust council for $100, reestablishing the membership that has lapsed, because they will not consider the grant application for the appraisal until that's done. If it can happen tomorrow morning, the administrator should be able to continue reviewing this. I had been back and forth with him on some questions and getting them some more information today. If that doesn't get done, we may be bumped into January. If we're bumped into January, that means a longer term for the appraiser getting started, and then I start to get concerned about meeting the 120 days that the landowner has been promised. So I want to make sure that whatever messaging goes out to the landowner is clear. So it seems like we need to get this membership piece done and to see whether or not the award on the 14th will go through. And then maybe after the 14th, we have, you know, that's a good time for a check-in call with the owner to say, hey, we've passed this first hurdle. Hopefully we will have either gotten the grant, or hey, that one was unsuccessful, but we're going to the town to grab the money, and we expect numbers, you know, at the end of January, early February. So, you know, because again, you know, I think it was February 6th or 8th, which is our drop dead at that 120-day mark with the owner. So there's a couple critical pieces that it'd be good to report something concrete to them.
Yeah, I mean, it almost, yeah, totally agree. So when Mike gets here, we'll make sure that the land trust is on board with getting that $100.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, so the next part on the agenda besides is the administrative review. Pollinator Pathway Project, there's really nothing to report. I don't think, yeah, I mean, it's not
Sherry
really.
Smith was supposed to send me, you know, the updated map and all kinds of his info so that I could post it. And, I haven't heard from her yet, and I sent her an email and she didn't. So maybe either way, so.
Well, she's busy with her concerts.
Well, it's right, especially in holiday season.
Right, so I went to see her in concert, Saturday. At a church in Old Lyme.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great,
Very nice.
very festive.
Can I ask, is it possible to get, you know, on our page, our conservation commission page, there's a little thing over on the sidebar about Japanese knotweed that you can click on, and there's that,
Yeah,
document that you can upload. Can we do something similar for
food waste,
both food waste and pollinator pathways?
sure.
Just like, you mean, like tabs on it?
You have little tabs that you can see, especially shoe scrubs.
Yeah.
Because they already exists. So how hard would that be, Sherry? Is that?
That's
Well,
a
It's not difficult at all. If you
No.
if you guys
Okay.
would like that, I'll be more than happy.
Oh, great.
I think Nick has permission to do that too.
Get out,
Yeah. Didn't you put who put up the,
Mary.
oh, Mary did. You
I
went
would-
through Mary.
It's on the public works,
Right.
obviously, but it'd be great to have this on that side.
Yeah, we can have the link to it, so,
Right.
MJ, I'll reach out to you, we'll figure out.
Sure.
And then once you do, get in touch with Abby and we'll
Okay,
take it from there, or
perfect,
possibly take it from there.
but that's a great point, and we definitely should do that. And, you know, we can link to the pollinator pathway page on the national organization that we did for Clinton.
Okay,
That
yeah,
Sharon,
that'd be great.
I did the first pass, and then Sherry did a much better job.
Okay.
Residential food composting, I don't think do you have anything to report?
No,
No, I don't think we,
Don't have a monthly
just
update.
that I go every week.
Abby, can you get the data again? I haven't heard
Yep.
from Todd, he said he was gonna send it weekly, but
Yeah, I'll ask him for another report.
thank you. Okay. Next on mine is Japanese knotweed again. I'm just going down our agenda, and I don't think there's anything to,
Oh, the knotweed, yeah.
there's not any. Okay,
Good enough.
and the open space set aside committee, subcommittee,
That's a placeholder.
that's a placeholder. That's the one where we're gonna get back to with, and we need Larry, because part of it is Larry is working with Abby. Do you know, Abby, did Larry work with you at all in terms of the wording for preserving?
It's on the list of things to do in terms of the language for the subdivision regulations. I think the amount of work being put into the acquisition has sort of taken priority. So I think,
Totally
once that
agree.
settles down a little bit, we'll get back to it.
Okay, cool. So that's just a placeholder for now. Old business, the library. I think we're now reaching the stage where it's cold enough. I will take out the camera this weekend. I'll check that out, and I'll send around the photos that I take.
And how, like I went to the Henry Carter Hall, their website. How do people know, like someone using their website, how do they know that this is available?
It's
Them to-
fairly,
It is.
it's
I looked at the services, I looked under,
it's called the Internet of Things.
oh, okay.
And it's all kinds of things. It's got like, our camera, it's got a metal detector. But that's why we need to sort of raise the awareness that it's out there.
Yeah.
Okay? So that is old business. We're rocking through this.
Yeah.
Which is good because we've got the proposed budget as the next new business item. So I only was able to print before I had to run out the door a certain number of things that you and I will share on.
Okay.
And then,
Is this what you sent out to us already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
yeah, there's not, I didn't make a ton of copies of it.
I can give it back to you.
No, you don't have to.
Bert might want.
Is there enough?
I have it on there.
You have one.
Did Bert get one?
Very yes. Yeah. Good thing Larry's not here. Anyway, so, I was getting pressure to get these numbers into Sue Cunningham. So I did submit this, but I think it's still early enough that we can make changes. But I sent this out a couple times for comment. I didn't hear back. I don't think from anybody. Everybody said it looked good.
Oh, yeah, never realized it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I got comments that looked good. I didn't get any
No,
changes,
yeah.
no negatives.
I changed.
Yeah. So, well, no, I didn't. This is 24, it should say 24, 25.
Oh, that's right. It should say 24, 25.
So,
Because we're in budget 30, 23, 24.
exactly, my fault.
Yes. That's
That was
my
too
comment.
Cunningham that got that comparison. Was it you?
I sent it to you.
Yeah. Well,
That's okay. It's done.
anyway, this has now been submitted. So I guess we don't even have to vote on it if nobody has any issue.
You really should, even though it's after the fact, you should vote it.
Okay. Do I have a second?
This is the proposed budget for 24-24. That was Mark was the
That
second.
was Mark was the second. So
Discussion,
any discussion on this?
vote.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, so that passes unanimously. All right.
Oh.
Oh,
Calendar.
okay, do we have a proposed 2024 calendar?
I sent it out.
Did you? Okay,
It was also on the link at the end of the agenda, the link to the document center. It's there
okay.
too.
Okay. But I assume it's the same thing where it's the second Wednesday except for special ones.
Except for December. I think that's the only change.
Okay,
A couple of them might be virtual because there's no rooms available to meet.
oh.
If there's
okay.
no rooms to be available to meet, we go virtual
Yeah,
instead of hybrid.
makes sense. So can, given that, can I get a motion to approve the 2024 calendar?
So.
All right, first, with motion to approve, do I have a second? Catherine is the second.
Discussion?
All right, any discussion on that? No? Is the 6:37, that all works, right?
Yes, so far.
And I love this room, it's great. So all in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries unanimously. Okay,
Now, open the floor for nominations for officers.
yep. Well, no, I think I'm gonna become a dictator, so.
Okay,
Following the,
okay, open the floor.
I can leave that out. So I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, I think. And I'm very happy.
And a wonderful job you've been doing.
Well, thank you. Jen. Um,
If you wish, you can nominate the current officers to continue.
I mean, I would have wanted to.
Yeah, so I'm very happy if somebody else wants to take up the reins. But I also am very excited about this land acquisition piece and would like to see that through. But again, I've been doing it almost for 2 terms now, and if somebody else wants to go, I'm very happy to step aside. So if anybody has a nomination or wants to throw their hat in the ring.
I mean, I think you're on the list.
Well, yes,
So I'd like to nominate you again if that's not too much.
If you're,
yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I think this will be my last year.
You said that last year, but that's okay.
I think I can say that. All right.
Mid rounds here, we don't have to go on.
All right, is there any other nominations while we're
You have to
here?
ask that 3 times.
I have to ask you 3 times.
There any other nominations?
There was a movie where they shook, it's like Men in Black. It was the 3rd time they broke. But is there any other nomination? Okay, so I think that's the 3rd time.
Mhm.
Okay,
So-
so,
There's no vote because there's only 1 nomination. So you do not have to vote on it.
all right.
You're it.
Okay, let's have 3 rounds of applause. All right,
Okay, open it for nominations for secretary.
for secretary, we do have an opening for secretary. I think, is Catherine here playing that role? No?
No, Mary Jo.
Mary Jo. Oh. And would the secretary be the second if I can't make it?
Yep.
Okay. So that's the thing. I would, with all due deference, if it's okay with you, I'd like to nominate you as for the role of
Can
secretary.
you nominate as chair? You can
Sure.
nominate, right?
Mhm.
Sure, be happy to.
We'll see.
Or second.
Second is Carter. Okay, asked three
Would anybody
times.
else like to put their hat in? Would anybody else like to put their hat in? Are there any other nominations? for this position? No.
Nope.
All right, cool.
Okay, so-
Then we don't have to vote, and
Nope.
it's unanimous, and MJ, well done. Okay,
Okay. So. Next regular.
does anybody have anything that they would like to suggest for the next meeting? And if you think about it, it's not till January, it's January 10th, seems a lifetime away. I have one thing I'd like to add to the agenda. But does anybody else have anything? I want to give people
Not right now.
no, okay. So one thing I'm thinking is missing and lacking in downtown Clinton is bike rides.
Do we still have the bike and pedestrian?
I don't think so.
No.
More of it?
No.
They just get.
Not fair, right?
Did you say like routes?
Right. I just think that,
So, because so the Alliance there, whatever they are, is no longer,
oh, I think there's some, yeah.
that's a good idea, we should have, I hope that's, if they're still around, if that's something that they're working
I
on.
know Carrie is doing some stuff,
Right, her and
like, trying to acquire some property to continue the greenway. I mean, that was the whole drive.
That's a whole different,
The greenway.
but I think it would be nice in downtown Clinton, especially given all the new buildings that are going up with, you know, for people to be riding their bike, they want to stop at, you know, Scottish Dave's, for instance.
Yeah.
Not picking that out, but, you know, there should be a bike rack that we can park at, I think.
There's still a page for that.
There is.
On Clinton's website.
So can we add that to the agenda, Karen?
we could definitely have discuss,
Yeah,
definitely.
and I'll do
Why
some,
not?
yeah, I'll do some investigation. I'll talk to Carrie, I'll find out what she's got going. But I think it would be a nice addition to the town of Clinton. One, I've got some ideas of where it would go and all that, so.
Mary Jo. Check on
I
meetings
was
and
just looking at
agendas.
the meeting dates, and the last one is Wednesday, October 27th, 2021.
Oh, yes.
So,
I didn't think it was still around.
maybe time for them to on this.
Well, there's another really, so anyway, so I will do some, I'll come with a little, what the background is and what it may cost and all of that.
Sounds good.
Similar thing, maybe to front of mind, what about like charging stations for like?
Oh,
There's one out back.
I think we should.
Well, they just did a change back there. There was one, maybe there's two now. I don't know.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
right,
And also I know
she's like, that's, you know, that's, it's called the federal government.
Yeah.
There's a lot of disputes that who's going to be responsible for station and.
Right.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna?
There's not
This
enough
one's a
station.
recharge station for a little while.
Yeah.
It's a temporary, I know it's for like a couple of years or something.
I don't know. But anyway, it's back there.
Hey there,
Hi, Dennis.
are,
Are you here for Conservation?
Commission?
No, that's.
This is conservation.
That's the game.
That's next week.
Okay, I got it.
You're more than welcome to stay. All right, so anyway, we'll add that and I'll do a little research on prep for the, but that might be fun for something to work on.
Definitely.
And you know, the bike path that Terry was talking about would be wonderful. That's a big project.
Yeah, but she got. Turned that,
Yeah,
For the properties that they wanted to,
yeah,
for it to go through.
which is.
Oh, they're not gonna be able to go behind Richards?
Correct.
I thought that was an area that they were.
It was, it looked like it was going pretty well for a while. This is from my memory of talking to Terry about it.
oh, I'm very good friends with Mark Richards. I
Okay.
might be able to, who knows?
Yeah, that would have been.
Networking is the way things get done.
It is,
So,
no question about it. Okay,
Okay.
Okay, so,
and any
Correspondence.
correspondence?
yes, our friends at the Connecticut River Coastal Conservation sent us a letter to Carl saying that the town share for fiscal year 25 is $2,086. We were copied on the letter. So this is the one that we just sent the $50. Now they're going for the next, yeah,
Okay,
but we just did this a short
Oh,
time
okay, so
ago.
now they're already.
Now they're asking for fiscal year 24, 25.
okay, and then on
That's
2000,
Well, that's what they say based on the capita, but
okay, well, I can ask Carl what he thinks about it.
okay. Correspondence. Request 25. Connecticut River Coastal Conservation District. I sent this out to you, the annual meeting of the Lower Connecticut River Land Trust. And it can be if you're gonna go in person, you have to RSVP, but it's also online.
Okay.
And there's a link there, and it's on December 21st.
Maybe one I could actually do.
I sent that
That's
out.
in the evening. Yeah. I know you
Yeah.
do.
Also, I sent this out to you already, Connecticut local work group meetings. Abby found this for you guys, and the links are here if anybody wants to join that, but I think these are in person.
Yep, I think they would.
Yeah. There's one in Middletown, one in Milford, and one at Yukon Avery Point.
Do we want to, oh, sorry.
Okay, and this was done already.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
That's it for correspondence.
That's it for
all right.
correspondence.
Well, gosh, we did this in perfect time. So now we're gonna. Larry was here. Exactly. We love Larry. We all love Larry. And by the way, just as a warning, this is being recorded. So, I'm gonna call to order the joint land acquisition subcommittees. And, I'll note that we now have the two mics here. And we also have Mark and we have myself, we're only missing Larry. On the phone, we have Abby for a short while longer, but not much. Did you get Abby's email about rejoining the organization? Today? That was today. Okay. So the Connecticut Land Trust Association Act, whatever it is, where we're getting the grant from. One of it is you have to be a member of the association. You guys have been members for a while. Yes. It lapsed in 2022. And so you need to send in the $100 tomorrow. And if
The
it
the
gets in-
contact information is in that email. There's a very specific person to get in touch with who is not the grant administrator. It's another person who does all of their membership stuff, but they are waiting for a call if the land trust is able to make that happen.
Abby, was that, Connecticut Land Conservation, is that Abby?
It's the council, the folks who administer the tag grant, which is the $3,000, and then if this is successful, the
Yeah.
$17,000 later. Clinton Land Trust is listed on their website as being a member, but when they went to go check their roster, the dues lapsed in May of 22, and so they won't consider the grant any further until the membership issue is resolved. If it's resolved quickly, very quickly, we may be able to stay in line for the December 14th decision timeframe. Otherwise, this is going to get moved to January.
Okay. Is that Amy Patterson? That,
Abby, did you hear that? Is it Amy Patterson that?
I don't have the email up in front of me right now, but there is Yaw is the grant administrator, and there is a person. There's a link with that person's email address and phone number for contact. So I can resend it tomorrow if folks didn't receive it. But it definitely does. It needs to get dealt with pretty quickly, and I'm not sure how fast the trust can move to get that taken care of.
Yeah, did you?
Christina Hayden.
Pardon me?
Christina.
That sounds right.
Hayden.
Yeah.
So,
I can send you a check.
yeah,
If our treasurer may be traveling.
you may have to put a credit card down.
Yeah.
All kidding aside.
Even better.
Even better. Get mine.
That's academics general.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's not the Connecticut Land Conservation Council, is it?
It is.
I have an email from them, but not from any of you guys. Not from Abby.
You were on that line. Just speaking, you were on it.
Okay,
I was converted to you.
okay.
Yeah, Yaw Darko.
Anyway, I briefed the Conservation Commission on where we got to. You guys, the Land Trust has approved moving forward with this.
Yeah, like votes.
Took the vote, it was unanimous. I immediately reached out to Carl, made sure that we had a spot on the December 20th calendar to present to the town council. Mike, I'm assuming you'd come with me on that one?
Sure.
One of the mics?
When is it? Sorry.
December 20th, and it's in the evening. I'll send you a confirmation.
Okay. And that's, I'm sorry, I was ready when you were talking.
Oh, it's the town council. So basically that presentation that I did for you guys, it was actually geared for the town council, not you guys, not the land trust. We'll do the same kind of thing for the town council.
What we did at the meeting was really good.
Okay, but
That was, yes.
You were gonna send me something.
I don't have you in I was gonna send you Abby's email, but I don't have you in my address book.
I just forwarded you an.
Okay,
Because a lot of the members of the land trust said, oh, we get that, send it to them too, so they're all interested in seeing that.
oh, do they want a copy of the presentation?
I think they do,
Okay,
they do.
I better look it over before I send it out.
He's watching.
Well, I think we're getting much more specific of what we're asking from them. So that age of their ask, so what we want from them, needs to be really granular, I think. So I need to just adjust that a little bit, and then I'll send it
Then
out.
maybe set it up.
Then I'll send it out to you. All right, and Mike, before we leave, let me just make sure I get you in my address. Okay. I can't believe I don't have it. So that was that, and then Abby immediately put in the grant request.
For the first $3,000.
Correct.
Transaction.
So that's where we are, as long as we get the $100 into them. And then the next step is go in front of the town council. And I think the town council is, you know, we want the ability to spend up to 20,000 of our open space land acquisition fund, some of which will be coming back in grants. But for things like appraisals. And have you gotten quotes on appraisals, or are you ready to go once we get sort of the money one way or another?
Yeah, we just to fill in, we have one appraiser who has given us an example of his yellow book stuff and can do the work in about 3 weeks turnaround time, because there's sort of an understanding of needing to get a number back to the land trust so the trust can figure out what the next step will be in terms of, you know, offer and comfort level with price and stuff like that. When I spoke with the grant administrator for the open space acquisition, the state money that is to come for the purchase price, she said, we don't need to get two independent appraisals. What we need is someone who can review the work of the appraiser that we hire to go forward with the initial value. So there are two appraisers necessary, but they're related in terms of the work that they're doing. One does the appraisal, one reviews it. And submits a certification to DEEP that it meets their standards. So that can go forward fairly quickly. I would imagine there's going to be a little bit of a holiday blip. So, you know, if things moved very quickly, you know, end of January is likely when numbers would come back.
I know Larry, I spoke with Larry about it, and he had two guys on the line. One was just, one was Abby was just talking about.
Okay.
I also have from the CLCC, the Connecticut Land Conservation Council, their chairman, Amy Patterson. She had sent me the names of other appraisers, and so I have people that I could call.
Okay.
But Abby did Larry give you two names?
He gave me two. One person was 3,000. One person was 8,500. The thing too that we need to think about is coordinating between the two. So if you have additional names, the next step will be to coordinate some outreach to appraisers to make sure that the one that we pick for the appraisal and the one that we pick for the review of the appraisal will work together, because, you know, folks have a history of litigation or being on opposite sides of a case or anything else. Sometimes there are folks who will not work together in terms of review. It's kind of a hands-on approach, and people have to be kind of cooperative and not, you know, have an issue with somebody questioning any of their stuff. So of the list of people between yours and what Larry provided, it's time, you know, as soon as we know about the money, it's time to start calling and making sure we can get the review side lined up.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
We've got let's say we've got two appraisers, two different appraisers. Do we contact, who do you contact to review those appraisals?
So there's only one full yellow book appraisal that gets done, and the second appraiser reviews that yellow book appraisal. So what we have to do is call. So if we're saying, okay, we're going to go with the $3,000 one, that is fantastic. We need to then know what folks will charge to review that person's work, number one. And then we have to reach out to that person to make sure that they're, you know, okay working with whoever is selected. So it's a call to multiple folks to make sure that everybody is on the same page about who's doing the appraisal, who we've asked to review it, and that they're willing to work together.
So is that a yes, that it's another appraiser?
Yes.
But not to a full appraisal.
Yeah, no, I get that part. Abby, is that correct? It's just another appraiser who does the review of the appraisal?
Correct. Yeah. So the grant administrator clarified that because some of their materials online say two appraisals. What they're actually looking for is a yellow book appraisal and one certified appraiser to review that yellow book appraisal. So there are two appraisers involved in the project. One does the appraisal, and in cooperation with another one, the other one reviews that appraisal and provides to Deep a certification that it was done according to Yellow Book standards. And so Deep is not doing their own review of the appraisal. They're relying on the applicants to contract with someone to provide that service.
Is that what we told the owners we're gonna do? Or did we tell them we're gonna do 2 independent?
I think we did, because that was and I talked to the grant administrator about this too. There was some information on the website that indicated 2 appraisals instead of 2 appraisers. And so she clarified that that's not in fact what they're doing. They want this system. So either way, for the owners, 2 appraisers are involved. Somebody is going to be verifying that the value that the appraiser comes up with is a reasonable value under these Yellow Book standards. So either way, there are 2 appraisers looking at this property. We still pay for 2 folks to review it.
So before we get too much further afoot, I got out of the line here. I apologize. We need to review and approve the minutes from October 13th subcommittee meeting that Sherry circulated a long time ago. Can I get a motion to approve those notes? Motion to approve. That's Mike
Mike.
Stiglione. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mark G. All in favor?
Discussion.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. You're not gonna believe that.
Okay,
All right. In addition, we have the November 8th subcommittee meeting notes. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes? I'll go ahead and make the motion. So Mark's making the motion. I'll second. And Mike is gonna second.
that's Mike C.
All in favor? Oh, well, is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. Whew, so we got that done. Okay,
Yeah, we did that.
yeah, we've gone through that. Okay, so discussion strategy plan so we're really going through the strategy plan for planning. The question I think we have is, when do we contact the owner again? Should we give them a progress report right now that sort of says, hey, we've gotten it through the Conservation Commission, we've gotten it through the Land Trust, we have a meeting, and we're well on our way to finding the appraiser, we've submitted the grant, and just give them that confidence that we're continuing. Just a, friendly update, can be just an email.
Right, that makes sense. I'll sub it before the December 20th.
Yeah, I think so. And just let them know that on December 20th, we're meeting.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea, just to, like I said, just
Courtesy, really, because they're,
information, yeah.
currently we've got Mark G as the liaison. I think at a certain point, that's gonna have to transition to the Land Trust, as you guys will be the acquiring entity. But Mark, do you want to handle this and sort of alert them that you're gonna get somebody from the Land Trust to be a liaison with them?
Maybe what we could do, Mark, is, put together that, where, the information. Both sign that.
I'll draft an email. And,
Yeah.
and,
Put it, your name on it and mine, so,
That into transition.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good. Well, so the next, we've already talked about the pre-acquisition cost funding grant. Although I guess the next part is, let's sort of play this through. There's so many dates and so many steps to this whole process. I just don't want to miss anything. Okay, so let's assume we're well on our way to getting appraisal. We're well on our way to funding those costs. The appraisal comes back. We then have to meet. That will be either January or February meeting, and we have to agree on the price that we submit to the.
Land trust still has to pay the appraiser.
The land trust is gonna, well, we're gonna
They're
either get,
reimbursed, but
yes,
is the check coming from you, $3,000 to us to pay?
I'll find out from Carl how he wants to handle that.
Yeah, I think
Either-
that the likelihood is that the town would fund the land trust for the purpose of securing the most cost-effective appraiser at $3,000. And then so you'd be authorized to use those funds for that purpose. There'd probably be a letter or report back to, the town for auditing purposes that you did what you said you were going to do with it. But the town, I think, would be providing money to the land trust to then contract with anybody who's associated with the project.
Yeah, because we don't want to be, the town doesn't want to be the person hiring.
And then when we get the grant money, then we reimburse your
Yes,
fund.
right. Well, when you get the grant money, we're gonna have more costs come down the town, so.
That's
We'll figure that out.
The second application.
We're gonna have to get we're gonna have to get the sort of second appraiser, and then we're gonna have to get the environmental survey. So we're gonna cut another check too at some point.
Abby?
Yep.
So, can you tell me I don't know if you have the information in front of you, the name of the appraiser that Larry suggested, because if I'm gonna be contacting a second appraiser, it sounds like he's gonna wanna know who the initial appraiser is.
Yeah, I'll forward all that stuff to you tomorrow. I don't have anything in front of me right now, but I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Say that again, you're gonna what?
Forward it to you.
I'll get it to you
Okay.
tomorrow. It's not in front of me right now.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And then at some point, we have to draw sort of what the conditions are. We'll have to figure out, given where we are at that point, what kind of offer we make with the contingencies that the land trust is gonna need, and, all that. So that's kind of, I'm slating that for the February meeting, I think, our February meeting here. And then you'll have to get that approved by the land trust.
Our next meeting is in January.
You don't have it in December.
Yeah, they
I
want,
mean, we could meet, have to before, but our next one's the fourth Tuesday in January.
okay.
We could meet before if there's something for it.
I don't think actually there will be. I think it'll be the reverse. It may come later. But we'll see how the timing is when the appraisal comes back, and then we need to sit down, and if you need Mark and I at that meeting, then we'll come to that one.
You mean the appraising of the appraisal?
Well, I think to make an offer, you just need the appraisal. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
But-
as long as we think the appraisal, if it seems like a number, I mean, I think we know what they had it on the market for, and if it seems like a number that's reasonable, and the land trust is comfortable with the general, order of magnitude, I think you can go forward and say, we would do this not to exceed blank. Is that a conversation, owners, that you still want to have? And then see where that stands.
I think we need to have a small meeting. Once the appraisal comes back, okay, here's how we engage the landowner, and here's, Larry will be very useful here in terms of what the contract will look like. Or what, I don't think we'll go to contract yet, but what the offer will look like. Good. And then you'll need to get land trust approval on it, obviously.
Because an important thing to remember is that to go for, so assuming the $3,000 grant comes through, or even if it doesn't, to apply for the remaining pre-acquisition costs through the TAG grant, which I think the town council is, likely to want us to continue to try for. We need to sort of, she lost my train of thought. I'm watching kids as well. I'm sorry. We need to kind of have a clear sort of timeline of what this is going to look like. So I'll put together those pieces, but the purchase and sale agreement or something more concrete than just an email from the owner saying they'll hang in there with us is important. So the higher ask for the TAG grant, because they've already asked us, where's your P&S? And I said, well, this is to enable us to get to that stage, which is why we're doing this in two pieces. So they will, I don't think we would be considered if we didn't have a contract with the owners for the second grant round.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Did I miss something?
CIP request.
CIP request.
The CIP request for $50,000 is already into Carl.
Yeah.
For the
we put
purchase
that-
price for later, that's under the Conservation Commission's capital budget request for this year, and Carl has that in hand.
Yeah, we got that. Abby is fabulous. I only have to do a little thing.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, let's be clear, when I say we did it.
Well, something. It doesn't really matter, but who did it actually really done. That in itself is like a minor hero.
Yeah, we really do. There will be massive amounts of champagne that this thing goes through. Not that the Conservation Commission smiles on drinking alcohol. I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I think unless they have something more.
Do we have anything to add to this agenda? I think the next agenda is really to sum up where we got to over the month. But is there any other agenda item that anybody is concerned about that's looming out there right now? That we should just put onto this list so that we make sure we have it.
No, I think. Speaking.
Okay.
Well, you
We
can,
meet the second Wednesday in January.
We will meet the
Yes.
second Wednesday in January.
So,
The subcommittee, well, both committees, really.
okay, right.
you can send something to me or Abby if you want something added to the agenda.
Yeah,
Sorry, what was it, the second?
second Wednesday.
Wednesdays. We're talking about possible federal funding.
Yes,
This notice that going in for conservation fund, this town's gotta be at least 3,000 people.
yeah, and that one it is, I saw that. But Joe Courtney has offered his grant writer to go look through federal grants and come up.
There could be other things like.
There could be other things like that.
That one,
Yeah, I looked at that one too, and it was, I was like, we met it, town has to be larger than 30,000 people. Oh,
that's the big one,
What is the population?
13.
year round. We could go-
Right, we could do seasonal. All right, so I think if there's nothing else in the agenda, we need to first adjourn the subcommittee. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn the summer.
All right, thank you, Mike, and Mark seconds it. So it's Mike C and then Mark G. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Great, that carries. Now, for the Conservation Commission, thank you all for staying. Can I get a motion to adjourn the Conservation Commission? Looks like it's me there.
Seconds.
Bert seconds. All right, so. all in
Discussion?
favor? All opposed? Right, that motion carries too. We're done.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night.
Take care.
When you're on front,